All right, Chad, here we go. We'll take a look at what you got here. Since you're in Robeson County, um, I'm assuming you're probably somewhere near Lumberton, so I use that as a point of reference. So as you can see, um, pretty much all around Robeson, they're going to see up to an inch. I think the big issue with Robeson County is going to be the ice totals, and it's going to vary depending on what part of the county you're in. Most parts of the county are probably going to see a quarter inch of ice, and that will come tomorrow afternoon. Well, tomorrow morning going into tomorrow afternoon. Probably later in the afternoon, you're going to see more so rain. Let's pull this back right here where you can see. If you look down here near Lumberton, you can see all this red is going to be ice, and everything above it in blue is the snow. So I think the chances of snow are probably going to be less likely right now. I think that's going to be more in the range of ice. So we'll push this through, and most of that ice is going to come through 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, 5, 6, on through 7, and then you'll probably see a little bit later in the afternoon as well pushing through. So the big issue is going to be the ice. If this storm does push down a little bit, that would push the ice snow line, and it really doesn't have to push down. If it pushed down even a county or two, you guys would likely see some snow, and that's still a possibility. Let's see, I'm going to click back here. As you can see, even later tomorrow afternoon, much of North Carolina is going to be in the ice line. That's why if we go back here and zoom out just a little bit, you're going to see there's going to be some pretty big ice totals all over North Carolina. You know, throughout the Piedmont. The Piedmont's going to be the big issue. Durham, Raleigh, Greensboro, likely seeing somewhere near a ½ inch of ice. So that's going to be a pretty decent total of ice. I'm going to zoom out here a little more. And if anyone else has any questions, just type them in the chat box and I'll get to them. And in chat, if you have any other questions about Robeson, you can type it in the chat box as well. All right, and Hampton Roads, I assume you're probably referring to the Suffolk, Virginia Beach area. And if you'll give me more of an exact location, I can probably give you a better idea. Let's go to the ice totals first. And as far as Hampton Roads, you can see you're not going to have the big ice problem like the Piedmont of North Carolina is. Let's go back to the snow totals map. And for the most part, Hampton Roads, you're going to see up to an inch. Same situation, if the storm shifts a little bit, you could see 1 to 2 inches. And then depending on the track of the storm, you know, you guys could see more. But as of right now, I'm thinking that you're probably going to see up to an inch. And if you have any other questions about it, feel free to shoot another message through, and I'll get to that as well. All right, here we go for the Jacksonville area. Let me get that pulled up. All right, here we go. We'll go with Jacksonville for the ice totals to begin with. The ice totals are going to depend on what side of the county you're on. If you are on the northwest side of the county, up near Richlands, you could see a tenth of an inch of ice, and around Jacksonville, it's going to be minimal. It probably won't be a big issue, and even further in towards the coast, won't likely see any ice accumulation at all. As far as snow goes, this is going to be the snow map here, and what we're thinking right now, it's going to be at up to an inch. You guys will be pretty much the same situation. You'll pretty much see ice earlier in the day, and then some snow to follow after the rain comes through mid-afternoon. And Chad, to answer your question about Saturday, as far as snow goes for Saturday, you could see some in the early morning, if at all. But I think anything Saturday for the Lumberton area would be pretty minimal. You're mostly probably going to see rain on Saturday. And as far as a shift south, I don't see much of a shift south. There's always that chance with these systems, the way that it's set up. Let me pull up Hampton again for you. And Hampton, you're going to be, if you look, you're pretty close to the line here. So I mean, even a shift south and east of, you know, even 10 miles could make a difference. You could have some neighborhoods that are going to have, you know, 1, maybe 2, possibly even 3 inches of snow, and then you're going to have some that are just going to be even a dusting. So even, you know, looking at a 5 or 10 mile shift in this system could make a big difference for somewhere like Hampton, whereas you might only see a dusting, which is what we're thinking now. But if the model show in the morning that the storm is taking a little bit more southeast approach, then you could be more in the 1 to 2, and if it takes an even further southeast approach, you would see a, you know, more in the range of 2 to 3 inches. All right, Kara, I'll pull up Charlotte for you. And if I can recall correctly, Charlotte was going to be one of those areas that's going to be heavy with ice totals tomorrow morning. Yeah, as you can see, Charlotte's going to be near close to a ½ inch of ice. So ice is going to be a big problem early on in the day tomorrow. And as far as snow totals go, you see you guys are right along the line as well. Thinking about 3 to 6 probably for Charlotte at the time being. But depending on the shift, if it shifts just slightly to the north and west, you guys would see more of a 2 to 3 inch. And as you can see, in far Mecklenburg County, some of the areas could see 6 to 12 inches up towards the north and west corner. So it's really dependent on those tracks. As you can see, it's really close. So even minimal shifts in this storm's track can make a big difference. But as of right now, if you are actually in the Charlotte area, we're predicting 3 to 6 inches as far as snow, and somewhere around 4/10 of an inch of ice. And yeah, Matt, if you could, what county is Taylor, Pennsylvania in? And I'll answer your question for you. You're welcome, Kara. All right, we're going to look at Taylor, Pennsylvania, and I'll pull up the ice map first. As you can see, you guys won't have the issue with ice like areas of North Carolina is going to have, so that won't be a big issue for you. As of right now, we're looking at a 1 to 2 inch as far as totals, and in some of the more northern part of the counties, you're going to see even less, maybe up to an inch of dusting, and in parts of the southeastern part of the county, you can see they're 2 to 3 inches. So same situation here if the storm shifts, but in your case, if the storm shifts and takes a more northerly track, you guys could possibly see the 2 to 3 inch range. And if it takes a more southerly path, you guys could only see up to an inch. So, right here, there's not a big slot. You're looking at probably a 20-mile difference between the areas that are going to see 2 to 3 inches and the areas that are going to, only see up to an inch. So the direction that the storm takes is going to be imperative once again for you guys in Taylor. So yeah, I was just looking at your question. If this took, a 15-mile more northerly track, you guys could see more in the 2 to 3 inch range. But like I say, our current forecast is for you guys to be in the 1 to 2 inch range. And same goes if it took 15 miles further south, you guys could, only see an inch of snow. Thanks, yeah, Matt. Yeah, if you guys want to go to the website, I'll go ahead and just type it in here so that you'll have it. And I'll give you the Facebook page as well, because everything that I'm showing you guys is free through the site, which this right here, if you just click on winter at the top, it's going to be under snow forecast, and the ice forecast map that we're using as well will be under the same place as far as winter and ice forecast. And I'll show you guys one more feature of the site. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to send them in, because we're gonna get logged off here because the next model runs are coming through. So we're gonna update the forecast here before the end of the night. And any of the maps that you see on the page, they automatically update every 2 minutes. So, come back and just keep checking. And this main map that comes up on the home screen when you go to the website, is basically going to be your storm tracker. A lot of times during the summer we use this to track tornadoes. There is actually some tornadoes in Mississippi associated with this system. But those won't be factors, moving into the mid-Atlantic states. But the radar on this updates every 2 minutes. So once it starts to change over to ice and snow, you'll be able to look at your area. You can use the search box or the GPS function over to the left to basically bring you, I mean, within probably 30 feet of where you are using your PC or mobile. And yeah, Matt, we don't have a Twitter account. And Kara, as far as the time starting in Charlotte, it's going to be in the middle of the night. Well, it'll be more so in the early morning hours tomorrow morning, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., when you actually start seeing some winter precipitation falling. And if you guys have any more questions, go ahead and send them through. I'll be on here for the next couple of minutes. And yeah, Matt, as far as the model forecast, we don't have any directly on the website. That's not something that we publish, but we do have an app for Android and for iPhone, which will give you the model data. And I can show you that if you are on the website. Just click on apps at the top. And then you'll basically just select what type of OS you're using. And once it pulls it up, you should be able to find the one for weather models. Yeah, it's right here at the top if you're on Android, and same thing. But basically, this will give you some of the basic weather models. It doesn't have any snow forecasting though. That's not one of the things that we currently offer in our weather models app. Yeah, you're welcome, Kara. And yeah, we have it available on iPad as well. Like I say, if you go to the website, and I'll give you the link directly to the apps so that you'll have it so that you can download any of our apps that we do have. And the link I just posted will take you to all of our apps that we offer. And everything we do offer is free, whether it's through the site or in one of the app stores. And both of these models that I've been showing you, the snow forecast and the ice forecast, they are available in standalone apps. And yeah, Tropical Tidbit, that's probably one of the better ones to use. We have our own models that we use here, but yeah, Tropical Tidbit would definitely be a good place to start for free models. All right, if nobody else has any more questions, I'll be on about 2 more minutes to wait and see if anybody else logs in. But if nobody else has any questions, we're gonna wrap this up in about 2 minutes. I'll wait around to see if there's any further questions. And which question is you referring to, Matt? And Kyle, can you give me a city? What's your city in New Jersey? All right, we had a Facebook question really quick, so I'm gonna show you real quick. Edenton is in the area. You guys are likely going to see some snow. It won't be a large amount, but it'll be less than an inch. Um, the models I was looking at earlier looking more along the lines of a half inch as far as Edenton goes. And I can't remember the ice forecast that far east, so let me pull that up and I'll go over that as well. If Danny, you're still on. And Matt, I'll pull up the tornado warning for you here in just a second as well. Yeah, it looks like from pulling it up at Edenton, you guys shouldn't have to worry about any ice. There could be some slight, but it'll be less than a tenth of an inch. And as far as snow totals go, you guys will be looking at less than an inch. Yeah, Matt, it does look like there is a tornado warning as far as Louisiana goes, there is two. But if you can give me a little bit more of your location, I can pull it up and tell you a little bit more about it and where it's headed. And I had someone ask about Clinton. And I'm gonna look at Clinton from a Facebook message.